Hi YouTube, I'm Maya.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Kaya.
And we're the Film Club.
And today we're going to be doing our first review on The Shining. Alright guys, so let's start off with a little synopsis. The Shining was directed by Stanley Kubrick in 1980. It stars Jack Nicholson as the main character, Jack Torrance, and Shelley Duvall as his loving wife. It takes place in the Overlook Hotel in Colorado during the off-season. And what happens is definitely something completely and totally unforgettable. Things start to go crazy, and that's pretty much all I can go to without giving too much away. But now, let's begin with our reviews.
To start off, I'm going to begin with my personal review of the movie. Personally, I thought it was a little too long. The movie is almost 2.5 hours. And I thought a lot of the scenes, not a lot, a couple scenes could be completely removed or trimmed down a couple seconds, which could have saved a couple minutes in the movie and maybe kept my interest a little better. I also thought that the music to the movie didn't match up very well. I think it was, the music choices that were used were kind of random when they were used. I think it built up too much suspense for nothing to happen, and I didn't feel like the music built up enough suspense when something happened. Overall, I think it was a good movie for what it had to depict of Stephen King's book. I think it was creepy and random and confusing, which is what it needed to be. I think not a lot could be changed to make it quote-unquote better. Just personally, I think it wasn't one of my favorites, but I think it was good for what it needed to be. The only things I think they could have changed without making it a completely different movie would be the music and make it a little bit shorter. Overall, I would give it 2.5, 3 stars.
I thought the movie was pretty good. It's a classic Kubrick film. I thought it was really interesting and different. And the idea was pretty good, and I would probably give it 3.5 stars or so. And yeah, I think you should see it for yourself. It's even better the second time or 3 times or however many you've watched it than the first. So yes.
Well, as you have seen so far, we have someone who doesn't really like it and someone who's kind of neutral. I'm gonna mix things up a bit. To start off, I'm a huge Kubrick junkie, huge fan, and this is not the first time I've seen this movie. I've seen this movie this is probably about my 3rd or 4th time, and I've learned a lot of things watching it again, things I didn't notice before, which I thought was good. And I also have a love-hate relationship with Stephen King books, and so I felt that although I haven't read the entire book, from what I had read, I saw that Stephen King has a long history of going on and on sometimes about a lot of stuff. He kind of gets sidetracked a bit. So I felt that it was a little challenging to include as much as King had written into a movie because there was so much and it was hard to decide. I felt that if you're a fan of older movies, you'll love it. If you love horror movies, you'll love it. If you want something to scare you, if you want a good scare, I honestly believe this is it. If you try to imagine yourself in this place with these people, and for a very long time, things do get scary. And that's even regardless of all the supernatural things that happen. From a director's point of view, I just believe that he had a lot of creativity in that. And you can, watching that, if you are a Kubrick fan, you will know this is a Kubrick movie. And it is a beautiful, very creepy, very scary, but a very beautiful movie. I believe that I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars.
Collectively, we all thought the movie was okay. I think it has room to improve, but being almost 30 years old, changes aren't going to be made. So, I guess that's kind of...
It was pretty good. I thought it was suspenseful, and I liked it.
I feel that the movie was intended to be confusing and leave you
And creepy.
very, very on the edge. You know what I mean?
Disturbing.
Yeah, but it's so confusing you can't even make sense of it. So
Well,
it's not like I can go home and still think about it and be like, okay, well, maybe this happened, or maybe this happened. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, this is so confusing. Let me try. Oh, I'm going to give up. And then it's just out of your head. It's not like a movie you go home and really analyze. At least I don't personally.
In my mind, like, I don't know, like, whenever I watch movies that are confusing, in a way, I still understand them anyways, even though I don't have to think about it, really.
Well, I just think that it's, for what it is, for it being as old as it is, that it has really held up over the years, and it has delivered what it was intended to do, and that is to scare the audience. And I personally believe that it was very scary. And, of course there's flaws. There's flaws in every movie. I haven't seen a completely flawless movie. Still waiting for that. But I believe that this is a movie definitely worth checking out.
So, we hope you've enjoyed our first
Review
of The Shining.
And we hope that you watch more of our reviews in the future.
Please go out and rent the movie and watch it. And if you happen to do that, just leave us a message or comment about what you thought.
Check us out. Check it out. Give us some feedback. And don't check us out. You can check us out with our new videos, but watch it.
Check us out.
We'd love to hear what you think. And just, keep watching movies. Enjoying them.
Stay tuned for our next review on, I don't know,
Whatever's
a movie.
next.
We'll find out. But anyways, 3,
2,
1,
cut.
That's a wrap.